Number 1, camera options. We're going to come back to the presentation. If you're just joining us, if you just finished your selfie, here are the 4 camera options. Please compare number 1 with slide number 5 here. Great. Now let's do number 1 together. Who can tell me what's the answer for the blank on line 3 of your handout?
Digital single lens reflex.
Perfect. Who can tell me what the answer is for line 4?
Me.
Thank you, Robert. Can you read this?
A camera.
Mirrorless camera. Thank you. All right, everyone who's just joining us, please make sure you have this down for number 1. Great, let's move on to number 2. So let's read it together and then we'll look at the slide and you'll fill in the blank with the information on the slide. Number 2, smartphones are blank and use and are becoming more and more popular. They continue to improve in quality with blank. We're now on slide number 6. Please use it to complete number 2. Okay, who would like to give us the answer to number 2?
Easy to carry.
Who would like to give us the answer to part 2 of number 2?
Me.
Okay, what was that? I heard each.
Each new vision. Yeah.
Please go ahead and make sure that that's complete because we're moving on to number 3. Now we talked about these point and shoot cameras. They're the kind we have in class. They're not really popular anymore. We're going to go to the next slide and we're going to answer that. Point and shoot cameras are also known as blank and are usually blank. Did everyone finish this one?
No.
Yes.
Great. Since we're rocking and rolling on this first page, let's do this entire one together, this entire first page. What's the answer to number 3?
Compact cameras.
Thank you. And part 2 of number 3?
Inexpensive.
Inexpensive. Great. Now, number 4, the very last one on the page, going back to those DSLRs, they utilize a mirror within the lens to reflect the image to the camera sensor and to the blank. So let's come back over here and look at our DSLRs. Very, very first bullet, let's find the answer. We should all remember this from drawing the camera. What's the answer?
The viewfinder window.
That's right. Okay, that's it for number 4. It only had one blank. You are done with the first page. We're going to go ahead and go through.
We had 2 blanks.
Oh, okay. I didn't have my page. I'm sorry. I didn't have it scrolled all the way up. Let's go to that one because we're going to need this later. DSLRs are typically the blank of professional photographers. You probably know this without me going there. They are the
preferred choice.
That's it. Have any of you seen people walking around Town Lake, which is the lake downtown by Cesar Chavez, with these cameras photographing professional photo shoots?
Yes. I just saw them.
Awesome. I do too. I used to be a runner and I used to run around there, and it seemed like every time I went for a jog, there was someone getting their picture taken by a freelance photographer. And they had one of these.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. Okay, second page. This is where we're gonna stop today at the bottom of the second. Let's go ahead and go over 5, 6, and 7. There's 3 left. Now we're now gonna talk about the updated version, the mirrorless camera. It's got the best technology. I told you that they're now made in 4K, which is 4 times high definition. They were created in 2004 and used in blank and electronic viewfinders improved. So what are they fishing for? Let's come over here to the slide in 2004, and let's find the answer here. The technology was used in, once you find it, please type it in. Okay, for the second part of number 4, mirrorless cameras are blank than DSLRs. Are they cheaper or more expensive? Let's check. Read the bottom of the slide and provide your answer. Okay, we have 2 left for today. Let's move on to number 5, 6. Now, if you're gonna buy a camera, there's 2 things you should take into consideration. Let's fill them in, these 2 blanks. First blank, when purchasing a camera, include blank or the measurement of resolution. All right, so here are the 3 things to consider when purchasing a camera. You should have written down the first one for the first blank. Let's go over the second part of number 6, blank. Our professional level DSLRs can become large and heavy due to the while point and shoot cameras, I'm sorry guys, they have a really long run-on sentence here I have a problem with. There should be a period here. Professional level DSLRs can become large and heavy, while point and shoot cameras or adventure cameras like GoPro are small and easy to transport. So coming back over here, looking at the last bullet, what is the last thing to consider when purchasing the camera? Fill that in. If you're ready for me to move on to the last question of the day, let me know. Do we need a few more seconds here?
No.
Okay, let's move on to number 7. The last question is, when choosing the lens, there are 3 things to consider. They've given us number 1, so we're going to fill in number 2 and number 3. So let's come over and look at lenses. There's number 1, 2, and 3. Please fill in the missing 2 and 3, or second and third. Okay, I'm going to be ending this meeting. I will see you on Thursday. Have a good night.